Welcome back to a very special episode of Different Style Whites. Uh,
Yes, the one time more than any other time I felt awful with this podcast name.
yeah, it hits different.
it's a
It came out of my mouth, and I was like, "Oh,
it's a little different this time, but
we
we
might
are
have a
back.
few of the dumbest people ever listening to the first 2 minutes of this, and
Oh
then turning it
God.
off."
Oh dude. Hang with us, please. Please.
No,
Or
the
don't.
Nazis can go.
Oh, wait. Oh, I thought you okay, no, actually go away. Go away. Dude.
Yeah, you said it at the end of the last episode, and if people didn't listen that far, they probably already figured it out. Who we are discussing this week?
Yes, sir. We are talking about the Finnish Viking, the man from Helsinki,
Helstinki.
Helstinki. We are talking about Tony Halme. Uh, you may know him as Ludwig Borga. You may also know him as Finland Hellraiser Thor. Uh, but we are talking about him. We said it at the end of it. Just gonna throw this out there. Uh, I don't like him. I don't. We're gonna shit on him really heavy before we get into the matches because we both we usually do a little bit of pre gaming for these pods. Let's just pull back the curtain a little bit. Every time we do one of these episodes, we naturally veer off into a little bit of self study on whoever the subject is or whatever the topic is, and we kind of bring that to the table when we do it. And it's not all like, oh, let's both go do this. It just happens that way. Um, this time around, we both did like significantly deeper dives than usual into Tony Halm, but in like two completely different places. So,
Dived into a shit-filled pool.
dude, so Aubie, you watched his Dark Side of the Ring, right?
I did, and it was like the hits just kept coming because it started, and you see him, and then uh, Jim Cornette starts talking, and then Chris Jericho starts narrating the doc. So after three straight Tony Holmes style shots to the gut, I I buckled down and watched the Dark Side of the Ring. Um, pretty
Wow.
bleak episode of
Yeah,
Dark Side of
I
the Ring.
I've admittedly I haven't seen that episode because I just never got around to watching because I think it's the last season so far, and I have never gotten around to watching it. Partially because I heard like most of the episodes in that season are just way more depressing than usual because they've run out of the funny stories and they
Yeah.
just get the really fucked up ones. Uh, but I have heard some of the Tony Holm, stories just over the years. Were there any specific ones that were the most maybe not interesting but worth mentioning that may not be as well known outside of that dark side?
So I didn't know until watching that he lied. Like he was a boxer later with some like small success, but he lied about like a successful boxing career in Finland.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
so he's a boxer like Mr. T was a boxer.
Okay, that was something I was going to bring up once we got into the matches too, because I had done research on this weeks ago when I was first considering a Tony Holm episode. Because I just always assumed New Japan brought him in as a boxer, so he like had some boxing. And I did read that he did like amateur boxing when he
Yeah,
was like a teenager or something. But yeah, from all what I can tell, his like boxing success that led him into New Japan was just a lie. He worked them into getting a contract. He's like, look at me, I'm massive and I'm a boxer. And they said, let's bring you over and have you beat up Soul Taker.
yeah. And the only boxers they had seen were in like side-scrolling beat 'em up games, so they were like, "Yeah, this track,
Yeah, it's like, dude, this
just
guy.
like a white boxer
I
is
mean, dude,
supposed to look."
he looks like a mid-tier Mike Tyson's Punch Out villain. Like he looks like you would beat him 3 steps before getting to Mike Tyson. So I
Yeah,
totally get why they did it.
he's Kmart
Um,
Drago
yeah,
with a big
he's
steroid gut.
actually Kmart Drago.
Um,
Um,
I'd I had heard when this came out, but I had forgotten until I saw it again. Um, we said last week bad tattoos. I was referring specifically to the SS tattoo that he has,
Right.
but he also had
Oh.
an exit only tattoo over his ass.
Yeah, which is like,
It's a bit much, man. We don't believe you.
yeah, it's like, I get the whole thing of like I'm the straightest man to ever straight, but like when you have to put a sign, it's like wearing a shirt that says I'm not gay. Like if
Yeah.
you're doing that, like obviously people are gonna ask, why do you feel the need to go that far?
Yeah.
But I'm not
I
here
did not.
to I'm not here. I'm not here to gaydar Tony Halm. Trust me on that.
There's a lot going on in there, man. You could definitely see that being like a piece of the puzzle of
Yeah.
what was fucking wrong with this guy. I didn't know a movie that I have seen a million times that I taped off HBO when I was a kid. He's in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Wow.
He's like a cop extra. He tries to open a briefcase or something. Um,
Wow.
I did not know that he recorded an album.
Yes, he did. And that actually goes into my exploration because about 3 hours before now, I had finished watching and taking notes on everything, and I had jokingly said to Aubie days ago, I'm going to listen to the album and tell you what I think. And I sat there and thought about it, and I was like, I have a few hours left to kill. I'm not doing anything today. It's a lazy Sunday. Why don't I listen to Tony Halm's album released in 2001 named Mestarit Salila? And let me be clear, I'm going to mispronounce so many of the titles here. I do not care.
He
After
probably did
listening to
too.
so much Finnish, I have no respect for this language anymore. Maybe it's because Tony Holmes said it, but this funny language makes me mad. So I will not pretend to know it. Um,
What's the style? What's the vibes? Because
so,
on what I watched, there was like a rap song, and then the
okay.
rest of it like it's described on Wikipedia as like I think it says electro
Yes, so
something.
Wikipedia listed, I believe the three genres they listed on it were electronic or techno, rock, and pop. And this is a 2001 album with those three genres listed. And I promise you, the promise of that is fulfilled upon. This is such a mess of an album. And I think mess actually doesn't properly communicate it because a mess implies that it could be cleaned up. There is nothing to clean here. It's like it is a tribute to chaos. It is it is horrifying. So this, I will say, I tried to do my due diligence and read lyrics while I listen to songs. About half of the album has lyrics. Only one has an actual English translation by a Finnish person. Thank you to them.
Is it
The
horrific?
rest, the rest I had to Google Translate, and yeah, it is. It's really bad. Um, so the first song is the only song that has actual like proper translations of the lyrics, and it is the song Viking or Vikinki. Uh,
Which
and
he goes by all the time and is like everybody knows that's such a signifier for like white supremacists.
mhm,
If you know
hardcore.
anybody who's into like Norse stuff real heavy, that
Super.
watch out for them.
Yeah, and Tony Hall, great example of that. Uh, but this song, all of the songs have very funny lyrics. This one has some incredibly good ones, probably the best of the bunch. The first line of the song is "the fuel is raw testosterone," and it goes directly into the second lyric, referring to the exit only tattoo. Uh, some of the
I'm on
some of
steroids. Don't fuck my butt.
Oh,
Strong open.
we'll get to steroids in a second. Um, there are there are a few lines that might be my favorite in this song. Um, of course, there is "I am bull and everyone else is shit."
Hmm.
There is there is "a true man doesn't eat his words nor salad." he's like he's like a 7-year-old's understanding of what a cool guy is based on like a motorcycle, like a biker they saw in a cartoon.
Yeah, he like did he was obsessed with the same stuff I was obsessed with when I was 10, and he like he just never got past that. I did want to mention too while we're talking about that, because I'm thinking like Commando. And
Yes.
I know this is on Wikipedia, but it was in the documentary too. The reason that he got obsessed with the United States and wanted to come to the United States was because he saw Taxi Driver on TV. Which is, if you watch Taxi Driver and you're like, I got to get in on that. This looks like the
Dude,
place to be.
that is like the first instance of the current day phenomenon where people watch American Psycho and like want to be Patrick
Yeah,
Bateman. That was the first ever recorded instance.
nuts. I didn't want to distract from the album talk, but you're right. Like his
No.
idea of what I mean, this is like the poster boy for toxic masculinity.
Yes, that is a great way to put it. He is like it goes into the point of parody to where I think a lot of these songs and the lyrics, if you just took away the fact that this was made by Tony Halme and you showed this to someone, they would probably guess it's satire because it is so over the top that it's like this isn't real. But
Well,
we
yeah,
know who wrote it. We know it's Tony Halme, so we know it's true. We know he truly believes these things.
yeah. So he's referred to in the documentary as the Finnish Donald Trump, so that makes sense. Like it's like
Yes.
same deal. It's beyond parody.
Yes.
Like,
uh I will say the best song of the album is and I the thing is that there's a dividing line between the best songs and the worst songs, and usually the best songs are the ones where we don't have lyrics because I can't judge them on a lyrical level. But there's a song called Physica, and it is simultaneously my favorite and least favorite song because everything up to the chorus is really bad, but then you get to the chorus and it's like honestly kind of an earworm, and I think it's because I can't put a name to what it's ripping off, but the big thing with this album is that like half of the songs are just blatant ripoffs.
yeah.
um there is a song called Penu Pel Haitin that is just a ripoff of We're Not Gonna Take It. The rap song is a ripoff of another song, but I can't remember. And also, the rap song has a line that I hinted to, where he's listing things that get him amped, and he's like to crush, to destroy, and then slips in there to inject. Just slips that in. uh,
And yeah, he has. Hey, no shade. I want my wrestlers to take steroids, okay? But this guy, if you think like Danzig has the steroid belly,
Dude,
especially by the third match, he looks like if you stuck a pin in him, he would take out the whole arena.
he's like an inflatable toy of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's unreal. But that's my favorite song. My least favorite song is either Lahatan, which sounds like evil circus music. Um, Tony Misa Oot, which has a female vocalist who's basically begging for Tony Halme to come back to her, and I hate that song because at one point the instrumental cuts out and it's just Tony Halme making noises. He's going like brouhaha and hoo-ha, and at one point he says fa fa fuba, and I actually had to put down my headphones and like walk out of the room for a minute because I was like I did not just listen to Tony Halme say
How
fa
did
fa
you listen
fuba.
to this? Was it
Dude,
on?
I got it's on YouTube. I got to like
Okay.
the eighth song, and I legitimately was like, I don't need to finish this. I really like I don't need to do this much, but I sadly I care about this pod too much, so I listened to all 14.
Well,
Um
I certainly appreciate it. That's the level of
uh
dedication you're getting here, folks.
yeah, and I guess the last thing I'll say is the other song that I consider my worst, Tadon. I'll just read this verbatim from my notes. Tadon starts with Robot Tony Halm blowing a load. Now it sounds like he's whipping women. We need to kill this guy and beat him to death with hammers.
Yeah, well, luckily the one thing about his Dark Side episode is it does have a happy ending. Uh, as Biz said, he followed his leader, so that
That
part's good.
Jesus,
And
yeah.
you suffered through the album. I suffered through his first different style fight, and he pretended. he lied about having boxing experience. He had wrestled in Herb Abrams' UWF,
He had.
which is an interesting environment to enter wrestling into, and kind of explains a lot. But his first
Yes.
different style fight in New Japan is against the Soul Taker, and if you don't know the Soul Taker, that is Kama Mustafa, the Godfather.
Wow.
And Holm enters that on a Harley, which I was expecting for the later ones, but we did not get.
No, he never brings back the motorcycle.
Yeah, that match really sucks a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
You know,
the
we
last
had
like
a lot of
minute is
people.
good, but
We had a lot of people asking last episode, when are you going to talk about bad different style fights? Well, here you go. Here's one. He's just
yes, Tony Holm versus the Soul Taker. I will say, just fast forward to the last like minute of it, and it gets entertaining. But just one of the grossest people. And one thing I found it totally insane. Not one thing. This guy was like a literal Nazi. Okay.
yes, no. We have to
Like,
let's be candid here. He was just a straight up Nazi. In
yeah.
case anyone has not picked that up yet, he
Yeah.
was like avowed.
And he's gone from New Japan because of a bar fight with Scott Norton. I choose to believe that Scott Norton whipped his ass because based on everything else I've seen, this guy like never told the truth. Nor
Yeah,
could
no.
he even remember what he said from one moment to the next.
Not only never told the truth, also just not an actual good fighter because we know enough about him and how he lied about having any actual credible fighting ability. Like I don't think he would win a fight against Rick Steiner. I don't the one thing that he has going for him is that he's on steroids. And if this is like early 90s, so is Rick Steiner. So like he's fucked.
Yeah, he would be dead.
Yeah.
Um, he has a it's bad enough that he's walking around being a Nazi, but he actually like gets elected to office
Yes.
in Finland, uh, to like their parliament, like in a national elections, and
Yes.
the stuff that he says in that segment is all nuts. But he wrote a book, and they mentioned in the documentary that like he used the N word a bunch in the book, bro. And
What?
it's a book about like his views on Finland. What are you talking about, man? How racist do you have to be writing a book about Finland and still be slipping in like N bombs? Like what in the world is that's the level that this fucking guy was.
Yes.
And also on insane amounts of painkillers.
Yeah, no, a bunch of criminal stuff too. He was like, I think he was deported from the U.S. by the end of the '90s because he kept getting into too many like firearm convictions.
Yeah,
Like,
he had like an Uzi or something, which is why he tells, I guess, whoever he contacts in New Japan that yeah, I'm a boxer. You should bring me in.
yeah, but I think all of that is to say that in all of our digging on Tony Holm, we have found nothing redeemable about him in any way. Not even in most of his wrestling is he even redeemable, which is the least. It is the least consequential part of Tony Holm is his wrestling career. Everything else that he did mattered more and was objectively horrible all the way up until he died in 2010.
He
Um,
is like an actual harbinger of like what is coming in Europe and then like what we're dealing with now. He's like
I
in the first
yeah,
wave of European fascism, like making a comeback.
it's weird too because like and we I've talked about this before with a few people because I got really big into like stuff related to the Reform Party for a while, like a few years ago, because of the John Boys series and just doing my own research, and
Like the
that
U.S.
led to
Reform Party, like
the U.S. one, yeah, with
yeah, what's his name?
Prospero
Yeah,
and later on Pat
Pat
Buchanan, who became their
Buchanan. Yeah.
nominee,
Oh,
and that's one of the big things with Pat Buchanan is that like at the time he was absolutely reviled, but then you look at his playbook, and the current sitting president has just taken like so much stuff from that, and it's like almost accepted now. Tony Holm is kind of the same way. He was doing a bunch of shit where everyone knew he was insane and everyone hated him. And it was like, how did this guy get to this point? We cannot allow this to happen. And then you look at like 2026, and that's just like a whole wave of people now. It's really like shocking almost. Just the point we've gotten that there is an army of Tony Holmes getting ready to
Yeah.
invade Parliament. Um,
Oh, I
sadly,
laugh to keep from crying.
yeah, and sadly, none of those ones are on steroids. They're not like they're not even. It's not like you can't even laugh at them being on steroids. They're just like ugly, and,
Well,
and
speaking of ugly,
yeah,
the way this guy presents in these different style fights
dude.
is something to see.
Yes, but that is a good point that we should move into the actual matches at hand. We are talking first about 1990 New Japan Pro Wrestling, December 26th. It is Tony Holm against Shinya Hashimoto in Hamamatsu Arena.
Mm. And Shinya is not Shinya yet in 90, but he's arrived. He's here. Everything is there.
Yes.
And he is an angel in white. And
Yes.
his opponent is a walking penis, Easter Island head ass, fucking even has the coloration of a penis.
he does. He has the little. He's got the head underneath his haircut.
And he tries to do the Drago thing, but it's just like his head is too misshapen. It's like a Nickelodeon cartoon.
Yeah. And this is goes into the thing where I'm going to be we part of the reason we said all of that, one, just because it's very interesting, also because we have to be very clear about how much we do not like this guy.
Yeah. Keep in mind.
I will say, even if he is a fake boxer, there's something about this match and the other matches that his act really works well for these matches, at least to me. Because he's not able to throw good punches. That becomes very clear. He throws like big sweeping blows. Like it's not like they're worked punches. They're like a guy trying to box that doesn't really know how to box.
Yeah, but they
But
all look huge.
they look huge, and it's partially because he is like 6'8" and full of steroids. Like he even if we know he is not that tough, he looks like he could kill someone with his bare hands. He at least looks like that.
And he
So
could, and he wanted to.
he really wanted to. And you get the feeling in this match and the other matches, because sometimes there are points where he really just swings and he'll catch you. Um, he's got some good ass gut punches, which he
Oh,
uses pretty early on Hashimoto. And that's one of the big things with this match is Hashimoto is on the back foot a lot. He has
yeah.
moments of comeback, but a lot of like the first and second round is like home control, leading into Hashimoto getting a good kick and then leading that into a combo. And as you said, Shinya Hashimoto at the end of 1990 has all the pieces and he's pretty much put them together. Now it's kind of just waiting for the crowd to catch up. And this match feels like the crowd is starting to catch up because it's like the more that Hashimoto gets some combos in, the more you hear the Hashimoto chant and the more you hear them exploding. It's like, okay, we're watching in real time as the Hashimoto like character like builds itself.
Yeah,
And it's really cool.
and he's a good opponent for that because he's just like relentless. We've watched a lot of stuff that's like technically dazzling, like with Murahama and Don Nielsen, and even the judo guys, Aoyagi, of course. We've watched some stuff that is like more subtle character stuff, like with Onita, and even again like the Murahama stuff. This is a great change of pace because this guy's whole fighting style is bounce and smirk and like punch you in the gut and head. There's no effort made to defend. It, even if you are killing him, he's just coming forward. And
Yes.
that's perfect for the Hashimoto that we know and love. I'm going to assume that you love
Yes.
Hashimoto.
Yes. And it's interesting too because you mentioned the still coming forward, and I was thinking about it. He is kind of like, if someone asked the question, what if you took Don Nakai Nielsen and took away the kicking but added steroids? You kind of get Tony Holm, the
Yeah.
different style fighter. He's in the same way that Nielsen was. He is just completely unrelenting, just will
And
not let up on you.
he wants to knock you out.
He wants it so bad. That's
And like
wants.
Nielsen, he's a dirty fuck.
Dude. Okay. Yeah, that is that the first round, very good, feeling out. Hashimoto gets some comebacks. The crowd already starting to get nuclear. Halme is doing some good character work with basically telling Hashimoto, trying to hit him in the chin. And then finishes the arm swing is like a feint, which I
Yeah,
actually thought was pretty good. And
that's his big like bit of strategy is something that he saw in a cartoon.
yeah,
Otherwise,
okay,
there's no. I guess I wouldn't even say that. That's his big tactic because there
it
is no
is.
strategy.
It is a tactic that he uses in every single match of his I've seen. He's always going to go for it, and it never works out. It's always like a glancing blow at best. Um, but yeah, they end off the round, and Halm kind of still gets some punching in because he was in a combo, and they talk shit to each other for a second. And the second Hashimoto turns around, Halm gloms him, and they have to like break him up. And the for the second, like the break between the first and the second, Halm is just like stewing in the corner, like
Yeah,
spitting
and
loogies, and
he
Hashimoto is like
disgusting.
laying on the ground.
He hits him well after the bell.
Yes, there's like a little bit of like commotion when the bell hits because again, Holmes just not like he's mid combo, he's not gonna let up. But then they break for a second, and then Holm gloms him. There's like a good like 8 to 10 seconds before Holm gets the hit in.
Yeah,
Um,
and it that first round did get a little heated pretty fast because I think Holm lands a couple of like really stiff gut kicks, and Hashimoto
yes,
returns or gut punches, sorry, and Hashimoto returns like a huge gut kick, and then he kicks him right in the face, like full
yes,
force.
and I also will say I don't know if I'd say Holm is a good seller. I don't think he is. What I think he's good at that works really well for these matches is he has this one sell where he like stumbles back, hits the ropes, and feeds back in, which
Yeah,
for the Hashimoto match is perfect because Hashimoto will just like line up another kick and it looks awesome. Like all of Holm's other selling he does, not good. But that one sell, he
not
uses it so
good and
much.
like not really existent for a lot, which is
No,
fine. He's a monster. He's
yeah,
he's
no,
he's not. He's a different style fighter than we've seen.
yeah, it works. It absolutely works. Um, second round is a lot of the same as the first round, except now they're not really feeling out as much as they're just full on like bombing. Um, Hashimoto gets some awesome combo stuff, and he goes for a kneel kick, big spinning kick. He's got Halm against the ropes. He hits it, but he falls at like a weird angle. And the second he hits the ground, he grabs the leg that delivered the kick. And I saw that the first time I watched it, and I was like, "Oh shit, he might have like tweaked his leg or something." And I just thought it was like, gut reaction, and he was just gonna, just continue on. What I was not expecting is that was like an injury angle. Like that was a planned thing that Hashimoto would throw the wheel kick and injure himself in the process because the rest of this match is Hashimoto trying to fight Halm as his leg is like giving out, which is we have never seen anything like that up to this point.
No, and yeah, it's he's of course really good. Like you realize pretty quickly, like oh, his knee is fucked. But he's also
Yes.
really good at not dying. Like he's still, and he's Hashimoto. He's fighting from one knee because he spends a
Dude,
lot of the match like on a knee,
he's
trying to
like
fight this
he's
beast.
on a knee with his hands up like he's gonna like defend whatever Holm's doing, which is crazy.
And it's like
Like
3 feet shorter.
he is like literally up to like Holm's belly button and he's still trying to fight. Um
I did
but
think it was funny that Chono is the one like looking at his knee in the corner. I'm not sure he's qualified.
oh, okay, that was awesome because they do the round two ends after Holm gets some punches in and he's smiling like a crazy guy, he spits out the mouth guard. Um and after the round ends, they're like looking over Hashimoto, and Chono just grabs Hashimoto's leg and like yanks on it, and Hashimoto goes like, "Ow!" He like gives like a visible reaction, like, "Why would you do that?"
we get a doctor over here? We got Masachono
We got fucking
yanking on my fucking leg.
Masachono doing Yakuza doctor shit. Fucking, I saw a guy do this in a back alley once. Let me do it on Yash. And of course, Hosh starts the third round already on one knee. So whatever Chono did probably made it
Yeah,
worse.
he's not even like off the stool because the bell
No.
rings, and uh, one of Tony Holmes' only gambits is I'm gonna run at you full speed, and he's like still sort of on the stool, and he
Yeah.
gets like one of those beautiful different style fight headlock takeovers.
Dude, it's beautiful, beautiful. And instead of like holding it, he just uses that opportunity to start wailing on Holm, just like punching him and like throwing. He's like just throwing his arms at his head, and
Yeah,
it
he's.
looks like it hurts.
It looks like it sucks, and so from here on, he's sort of like fighting for his life. He's kind of drowning,
Yeah,
fighting
but
against quicksand.
he is fighting. That's the most important
Yes.
thing. It's not like he's just taking it and going down. And like the crowd is looking disgusted because Holm has no he has no remorse for the situation. He's not like letting Hashimoto figure it out, which it's a fight, but it's a kind of like a respect thing, I guess. But and he's just like totally fine with just beating down a guy with one leg. And it like pans across the crowd at one point, and then it switches cameras, and there's Antonio Inoki in the front row looking very disgusted.
Filling his BVDs with Dookie.
Dude, he's like, there is no way we're letting this guy do this right now. We
And
gotta
it's
kill this guy.
yeah, and it's a testament to it's all three of these matches are good that we're going
Yes.
to talk about. And you see as we go why? Because he's wrestling like literally three of the greatest
I
to
will
ever do
say,
it.
out of any of the people he could have faced these different style fights, he got like three of the best options ever.
Yeah. But he's like the crowd is popping for him pretty big before the
Yeah,
match. Like they are pro Tony Holm.
they are.
And the late shot at the end of the first round kind of starts to turn it, but they do a good job of turning that completely on its head.
Yeah, he is just generally reviled by the end of the match, and Hashimoto is fighting and fighting.
Getting those
Holm
chants you
gets
talked about.
gets one more big combo in, and then Tiger Hattori just calls it. And Hashimoto is like getting up too, but Tiger is like, no, no, no. You have been fighting on one knee for like a minute straight now. I'm not continuing the match. And Holm wins. And as you said, good match. I enjoy this a lot, actually. I think we don't usually see like really specific angles like this. Usually it's like different strategies, or one guy's more willing to bend the rules than the other. And this is a shade of that, I suppose, but this is like a full-on angle that goes on in the match. And we have never really the closest comparison feels like it might be the Dio Qualt match.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't think that's even really within the same sphere as this. This is an actual like injury angle where they play into it, and Holm has no part of that. It's not like he does leg work. All he knows how to do is punches. But like it's about Hashimoto fighting himself as much as it is Holm. And there's a feeling that like if he didn't fuck his leg up, he probably would have won. And of course they have rematches, and Hashimoto wins those. So that is kind of the story. But it's really cool when we get shit like this, because we're not going to see it a lot. A lot of these matches, I love them to death. That's why we're doing the fucking pod. But they don't usually dive into that type of stuff. So anytime we see it, especially when it's done well, like it feels so nice.
Yeah. And Inoki, I don't think at this point probably realizes he's dealing with like the biggest piece of shit of all time.
No,
And so there are big plans for Tony Holm. So this is a big victory for him, but it also, I guess, brilliant. It protects Hashimoto, who is a guy who is like on the come up,
mm-hmm,
and it sets the stage for rematches.
it does. And
And Holm, of course, is very gracious in victory. He just waves off Hashimoto and,
yeah.
and goes to the back.
Yeah, but that leads into their, I believe, the next notable home different style fight is the next match he has with Hashimoto, which we are not talking about, although we do have a handheld of that match. That match is awesome. That is another home victory. Then he has a match with Larry the Villain, Who is Larry the Villain? I don't know.
I was hoping you would, but
I I
that was
have
lost to time,
I have
unfortunately.
no clue, and as far as I know, we have no handheld, and the TV broadcast does not include the match. So we will never know who Larry the Villain is, at least not
Larry Zabisco.
easily. Fucking what if it is? What if it is?
We got to find that right now.
We have to. But that leads into the next match we are talking about from April 30th of 1991 in the Ryogoku Sumo Hall. Tony Halme against Masashi Aoyagi with the theme song.
Oh, I had a Pavlovian response. Like literally,
I
I started drooling.
I there is an Aoyagi match that Halme has had. There's an Aoyagi Halme match, excuse me, that is more well known. I believe the Segunda guys talked about it. I think someone posted the match on its own to archive one time. That one is from October. That match is fantastic. That was the one I originally planned for this episode. However, I had seen that they had a match in Ryogoku, and I knew who I could buy it from, so I bought it, and I'm like, oh, I'll just watch it and see how it matches up. And if it's even close, we might do it. When I tell you that the second I heard the theme song, I already knew it was the pick. Like, I'm not joking. The second I heard the theme song, because I don't know, we've never even mentioned it, but the intro song for all of these episodes we've been doing is a theme song for Masashi Aoyagi that I found on YouTube. And I'd never heard Aoyagi come out to it, but it ruled, and I was like, wow, this should be the fucking pod theme. But again, I had never heard it. I had no idea when he used it. Apparently, he used it for the match against Tony Halme. It is, I mean, for real, Pavlovian response. I saw it. I was doing the Leonardo DiCaprio point at my screen.
Yes.
I was freaking the fuck out. And Halme, of course, flanked by Owen Hart and Fit Finlay for this match.
Yeah, and Finley is in a Northern Ireland windsuit.
Dude, I saw that and I'm like, man, fucking IRA Fit Finlay.
Yeah, I laughed and I was like, "That's awesome." And then I was kind of thinking about it for a minute, like, I bet that's just actually pretty comfortable.
Yeah, dude, it
I
looked
should probably
nice.
look into a windsuit. I don't
Yeah.
know if it'll be the IRA version, but maybe it might be.
Oh,
I wonder if Tony Holm was like had a brain in his head. I don't know. Would have been an interesting conversation.
yeah, no, that is a really funny thing because I've never thought about if Fit Finlay has like opinions on the IRA, whether he's pro or against. But if he is pro, I wonder what he and Tony Holm would talk about backstage at these New Japan shows if that ever came up. um, but this is another no wrestling representation match. I think the last one we did was Kim Hyun Hwan against Sambo Osako. This is karate versus boxing,
And I think the first
and
time we've seen that.
yes, it is actually the first time we've seen karate boxing, which is interesting because it is the punch sport against the kick sport. And, fucking karate, they do punches too, but you know what I mean. And I will say, immediately, Masashi Aoyagi is playing the game much better than Hashimoto did. Because, like, this is a masterclass in, like, Masashi Aoyagi strategy. He has, like, 5 different plans that he puts into motion against Tony Halme, and they all work, and they are all so cool. Like, early on, he is entirely zoning out Halme. Like, anytime Halme gets close, he's throwing a leg kick, and Halme is selling it hard, probably because it hurts like shit. And he is bobbing and weaving really good.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's. I don't know if Hashimoto like really attempted to do any of that, but he's dodging and deflecting like a lot more than Hashimoto attempted.
yes. And he's also, more than Hashimoto attempted, he is like using the clinch, which
Yeah.
seems to befuddle Tony Halme because he is of the opinion that I can get close to the kick guys and they can't throw their kicks and I can throw my punches. And Aoyagi cancels it out by getting even closer and throwing knees, which fuck Tony Halme up.
Gnarly knees.
and he's starting to get some good kicks in. He hits a big wheel kick, sends Halm like running across the ring. uh, and it's just, they're playing the game really nice. And then right near the end of the first round, I believe, is when Aoyagi like comes flying in with a rolling soul butt right to the gut, and then lands beautiful spinning kneel kick like right to the back of the head that drops fucking Tony Halm. And I wrote in my notes, "I love you, Masashi Aoyagi," because that shit was so cool. There were like a bunch of camera flashes when he did it too. Like
It's
marquee
awesome.
moment.
It's like the same thing he was going for earlier, but he catches him like square in the back of the head,
Yes, like perfectly. And I
which,
mean,
if that's where his brain should be. So
yeah,
you would
sadly,
think that would be it. He's down, but
there's nothing there, so it just um this is also around the same time there's this really cool moment where Holm lands like his first real gut punch of the match, like full on shot. And Aoyagi does this like great delayed sell
oh man,
where he's like holding the ropes and trying to walk, and he's like having to like collapse down for a second because he can't like breathe. And it's like, shit, man, this is mid 1991. Aoyagi has been around for less than 2 years. What the
wow,
fuck?
dude. I didn't even do that math. I was just like, because he's the way he comports himself, like from the moment he comes out, I think we both think, I know we do because we talked about it, that Oyagi is like the best different style fighter.
Yes.
The way his face is so expressive. And
Yes.
it's not like emoting, it's just conveying like what he's thinking and feeling. And it's from the moment he comes out. And it's little stuff like that. It's like, yeah, 2 years. Wow. He does it earlier in the fight too. Like the first gut punch he catches, he does another one, but it's like really quick. He does like a little
Yes.
quick, like, ooh, and then he gets back
Yeah.
at it.
But yeah, that whole first round is like so awesome. That's actually we've talked before about, like a lot of the different style fights we talked about, they kind of lead from the first round in. The first round is almost always a feeling out process or getting bearings. Um I think this is a contender for the best first round we've seen yet. I don't know if I'd say it is. I think there are other ones that are better, but like in terms of doing the feeling out while also having like cool shit happen,
Yeah.
like this is a this is an Aoyagi masterclass from the first round onwards. Like he is so in the zone, and I was saying it to you before. I wouldn't say this is a carry job of Tony Halm because I think Tony Halm fills his role very well here as like roid monster punchy guy. But Masashi Aoyagi is just so good at playing off of that and doing his own stuff in relation to this fucking guy that even if it's not a carry job, this whole match is like a Masashi Aoyagi match. This
Yeah,
is
and he builds a beautiful match around what Tony Holm can do.
yes, that's a great way to put it. Um, we go into the second round, and Halm is kind of, trying to fight back. Aoyagi is still using the clinch,
Well, hold on. What
but
happens right when the bell rings? Did you make
oh,
a
what
note of
does?
that?
I don't think I did.
Immediate gi removal.
Yes, you're right. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Second round immediately takes the gi off. Oh my god. Um, but he's using the clinch. He's eliminating the advantage. He's going knee crazy. He's hitting some big spin kicks and flying knees and shit.
He's
And
launching him with some spinning side kicks.
dude, like always, and Holm sells it pretty well because it is just kind of like he's trying to run away. Which, like, if I was getting spin kicked by Masashi Aoyagi, I would run away. I get that. Um, Holm's starting to get some shots in more. He's starting to get some combos, but they're not really getting too far because Aoyagi just keeps finding a way to either get out or to get in and clinch.
Yeah,
Um,
he's definitely way ahead on points where we are in the fight right now. Oyagi is,
yes.
but he's also starting to sell those big shots and starting to get a little more cautious.
Yes. And
And
that leads
Halm is
into
starting to shake stuff off a little bit, which is kind of
yes.
terrifying because he's
That
getting
is
smoked.
that's the thing with Holm too. He's got kind of a Terminator thing going where he will just walk his way through some of this stuff, and the more he does it, the more it becomes like a thing of like, okay, I have to find a new way to handle him.
Yeah.
Which, as I said, Aoyagi is like strategy master here because this is around the time he evokes strategy number 4, which is whenever he gets some middle kicks to get around the gut punches, and then he throws this like glancing leg kick right at the ankle that just completely trips up Holm, and that gets a down count. Like it fully sends him on his ass. Like
Is that
I saw,
that's when he gets low.
yeah, no, no,
And
no, that
Halm
is
is like mocking him. That
that
happens twice. They do it.
that
They
does
do it.
it.
Is that the part you're talking about, or are we not there yet?
uh,
Maybe we're
we're
past.
because there's like 2 times it happens. If that's the first time where, but it's not because I think the other one is whenever round 3 starts
Yeah,
is when
that's
the
when he like does a
Holm.
split.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
dumbass.
yeah, Aoyagi starts to go low. He's like actively like leaning down to like not get punched because Aoyagi is because Holm is like such an idiot that he doesn't know how to punch downwards unless he like triangulates it.
Yeah, there's one point
Um
where he Oyagi ducks right into one. I'm like,
yeah.
oh no.
Yeah. But yeah, that goes pretty nice into round 3. Round 2 ends with Holm actually starting to eat those shots and unleash some gut punches, which do like hamper Aoyagi pretty big. But round 3 starts. Aoyagi immediately gets into like the strangest stance ever. And Holm, like as you said, Holm tries to make fun of him by doing like a split. And haha hee hee. And the second he gets close to Aoyagi, Aoyagi throws like the Inoki Ollie kick,
Yeah.
and Holm like scrambles because he's like, "Fuck! I didn't think you'd do that."
That's he can only think one move at a time. He
No,
can't-
literally, he can only process one command at once, and that was he had Holm punch on the mind, not Holm avoid.
yeah.
But this is around the time that Tony Holm seems to finally put the pieces together and figure out just about the right point where he's not close enough that Aoyagi can clinch him, but he's still not too far away that he can't reach him. So now he's starting to pepper Aoyagi with punches, and he's throwing some right hooks that are like knocking Aoyagi down. And Aoyagi, contrary to Tony Holm, great seller. He is like dying at these punches.
Phenomenal.
And
I love the one where he gets knocked down and he goes to his knees, but he like it's not I can't even say he falls to his knees. He's like slams on his knees.
yes,
He goes down so hard his feet come out from under him and he catches himself on his hands and knees.
oh, it's so good. Um,
He's the best, man.
that is like the one right before Holm starts lighting up Aoyagi and then throws this insane uppercut where I think Aoyagi was like holding onto the rope, so he like flies backwards and does like a slow fall to the ground. Um,
And you can look at both of them until it's over.
yes, because
Like it's
that's when Aoyagi actually does climb up just for a second, but only to get like a right hook right to the brain, and it's like, yeah, that's it. Like that's
yeah,
so it.
he's toast. He's Holmes hunting the knockout and Oyagi is like kind of stanced up, but he's not throwing anything. He's
No,
just
he exactly.
he's done.
He is so done. And Holm wins. And that match fucking rules. That
So
match
good,
is
man.
really good. Um I don't know where I'd place that with the other Aoyagi matches that we've watched, but like it is a fantastic time. Another feather in the cap for him
Yes.
that again, we talked about before, Tony Holm really benefiting from the guys he's facing because we saw what happened when he faced a guy that wasn't good at this with Soul Taker. But like Aoyagi pulling Holm into a match like this, and again, not a carry job, but Aoyagi is an incredible guide. He knows exactly what he needs Holm to do, and he is so good at lining Holm up for it. And it's a home run. So Shout out Aoyagi. And it is a great build into the next match and our final match of the day. Tony Halme versus Big Van Vader.
Big Van Wader,
Big Van Vader. Because
the monster battle.
we have we have two different promos from both men before the match on this tape, the Monster Battle tape, which what a fucking name for a tape, man. And it fits because these are monsters and they're in battle.
Yeah, another one that we haven't seen any different style fights like this, where it's just two fucking power behemoths.
Yeah, this is just like Clash of the Titans shit. Like, but we have some promos beforehand. Tony Halme, of course, calls Big Van Vader Big Van Wader.
I'm here to fight tonight, Big Van Wader.
Big Van Wader. What happened with Hashimoto was a mistake. He said
He's
he
full of
basically
shit too. I watched that when he tapped out. I watched it.
yeah, he just does just tap out because he's like the referee's fucked on me because they called it when I wasn't ready. Like no, no, no.
He
Holmes
also ends
delivers.
it. He gives this like heel promo, and at the end he goes, "Thank you."
He goes, "Thank you." I love the line where he probably my favorite thing that Tony Holmes ever said, besides the time that he said a real man doesn't eat his words or salad. He says that he's going to beat waiters so bad he'll need a map to get home. Like shit, man, they're in Japan. I feel like regardless of the situation, he'll need a map.
Vader is home.
Yeah, dude. You can tell he's home because then we get to the Vader promo. And Vader, unlike Halm, so in the zone. He's also wearing a very nice like sweater, I believe. Looks very comfortable. He looks like he is a very happy man. This is seemingly the thing with the Halm one is that was filmed like backstage, like actual proper like pre-match promo area. With the Vader one, it just kind of looks like they caught him like
he's like under the bleachers.
It's like they caught him at the front door when they were in the middle of setting up the show.
Yeah.
But he's just hanging out back there. He's got a nice t-shirt on, not a sweater. And I love this Vader promo so much. I've sent it to people so many times because he's like Tony Halm, boxer versus wrestler, here in Japan, and then he goes Ganbate Tony Halm, Ganbate, and then he goes
like Jay Briscoe.
And then it cuts the nameplate. It's just a gong noise. So it's like gong.
And this is like a babyface Vader promo.
It is
crazy to see.
He is so babyface too, and you can tell because when they come out, Halm has the foreigners with him as his cornermen, and Vader has like Hiroshi Hase. Like he is the Japanese guys as his cornermen. Like yeah. He is.
And Halm has another cornerman who.
Does he? He's Tony Halm cornered by Wild Pegasus.
Yeah, and I didn't notice until like in the match where it shows the corner and you just see his head over there. I must have really. he seconded him in the second hash fight too, so I'm sure they really gravitated towards each other.
But yeah, this is I mean, Aubie said it. We have not seen a different style fight like this before. This is this is one of the only different style Haas fights we will ever get. Like, because it's just not a thing that usually happens with these matches. It's not often you get two big fuckers who throw punches. Like, it's a pretty rare setup. So when it happens,
you get what you want out of this. Like, if you picture it, it doesn't always live up, but like you think two big fuckers who throw punches, like this is pretty damn good. I don't know where Jim Ross was on October 1991, Atlanta probably, but he felt somebody walk over his grave when these guys started fucking throwing.
Yeah. I will say, because they have a few classic. Yes, incredible dick measuring right here. These guys have a few more matches together. They have another match later in the month that is pretty good. pretty awesome. Um, they have a pro wrestling rules match, I believe, in '92, I want to say, and that one is fine. Um, but this is the one. Like, out of all of their matches together, this is the one that delivers on everything you would want. Because it is really just like they almost immediately they're like kind of zoning a little bit, and then Vader throws like a punch, and it's just off to the races. They are going wild for 6 rounds. They are going wild.
You would never in a million years think this would be the longest one.
This is the longest different style fight we've ever covered.
And
Like,
there is
it probably
no
will be.
fat. Yeah, there's no fat. They are
No. Well, there's a
Vader.
lot of fat, but like not
Yeah,
not in the match structure.
yeah. And as I said earlier, Holm is just puffier by the match, and he looks uh, utterly swollen here. And Vader is pretty damn big too. I don't think of him being this big in '91, but he's a hefty boy here.
He is Humpty Dumpty.
And
Like,
Holmes throwing the same big winding punches, and Vader's throwing these little short back fists. Like,
yes, he's throwing like the Vader hammers, but then also throwing like actual punches every now and then, which is
and
an incredible combo.
they're so nasty. The sounds
Yet
of this are unbelievable.
great match audio wise, because like everything they do makes a noise, and all of those noises are really gross. Um, Vader is a little bit more willing to do other stuff by virtue of being a wrestler. There's this great moment where Tony Halme is like using him up with a combo, and Vader catches one of the punches into a wakigatame, but it's really just a vehicle to flip him over on the mat, hold his arms down, and repeatedly headbutt him as hard as he can. Like this, like actual, like I'm going to like put a dent in your skull level headbutts, like
And
scary ass shit.
yeah, the camera gets in close too, and the hold is fucked. It's like a fucked hold. He doesn't quite get it all the way, and then he just
No,
flips him over and, and starts pulverizing his skull
and Vader
with his
too,
jaw.
probably the most pro wrestler guy that we've seen in one of these matches, just by virtue of the fact he's doing Irish whips, which like Halm
Two
is
Irish.
eating for. And both fucking first time he does it, he throws a Vader lariat that just like cleans fucking house, sends Halm right on his ass. Um, it was just so awesome.
He looks
And
like he
that
doesn't know it's coming. He goes with
no,
the whip, but I don't think he knew how that was going to end up.
I
Either
wanted
time.
to say that I would say every time, because I feel like every time Vader does anything to Tony Halm, it looks like Tony Halm isn't ready to take it. And maybe that's because he's not talking to him, but I know that's not true because there are like 2 different points in the match where you can see Vader get really close to him and like
Yeah.
definitely be like trying to give him the Iggy. But I mean, as we said, Halm pretty early into his career, maybe he just didn't get it yet, you know?
And
Like,
it's funny, he's like by far had the most wrestling training of any of these guys we've talked
yeah,
about, and he gets it the least, which is very clear when he goes to a place where he has to actually like do wrestling matches.
yes. Um, but yeah, we are like it's really we can't go play by play with this just because it's so long, but for the first
Yeah.
few rounds, it is exactly what you would expect with just the bomb throwing and the punches, and anytime they grapple, it's really a vehicle for Vader to do ground and pound, and Halm is throwing combos and it rules. And Vader hits a backdrop in the third round, which is
Oh
crazy.
my god!
Like, looked like it could have sent them both through the ring. Um,
And then right after that, he throws a clothesline that Home ducks, and in my mind, on the second watch through of this, I'm thinking this is where he thinks he's going to start like kind of landing his own big shots, but Greater Vader just grabs him by the throat and,
yes,
and and fucking punches him right in the head. And he
straight
again,
in the head.
I'm not sure it's selling. I think he just goes down.
Yeah, and there's a really good zoom in of Holmes' head after that punch, and it looks like his whole head is about to like pop like a balloon.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was swollen or if that was just his natural state at this point.
Yeah, that's he just kind of looks like he has a fucking Like he has like a cord wrapped around his neck, and he's like on the verge of like exploding. But that leads into Halm finally getting a really big combo, and he throws this big like left hand uppercut, I believe, catching Vader right around the face. Vader rolls out, comes back in, round just about ends, and Vader is bleeding
Heavily.
heavily.
And I was trying to pinpoint that, like, if he rolled out and bladed, but there's, like, not the last punch, but the one right before that, it definitely did something to his forehead.
Yes, no, there's definitely like a combination of factors. I don't know if he played or not, because Halm did land some like actual like shots on the face,
Yeah.
and if he bladed, he did blade like right on his eyebrow,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy.
And when he's
um,
in the corner between rounds here, he's wrecked.
dude, like, because when the round ends, you see the blood for the first time, and it's not that bad. It's like an early stream, and then it goes to him sitting in the corner. And it is actively getting so much
It's
worse.
gross, dude. Yeah. And the crowd's chanting Vader, which is awesome to see in New
It's
Japan.
so good. But that goes into round 4, and first 3 rounds have been Vader eating a Halm alive. Halm gets to eat Vader alive, and he is throwing crazy corner punches. And Vader is getting a crimson mask on one side of his face. He looks like Two-Face, like straight
Yeah.
up. He looks
And
horrifying.
you do not see this often. He is like down on a knee. He's the only thing keeping him up is he's already said he got punched where his brain should be. He's holding on to his trunks where his dick should be, and just like just holding himself up by Holmes' trunks while he gets and it's hard to convey if you don't watch these that all of Holmes' punches look like kill shots.
Yes, like
And he's just taking
fucking
5 at a time.
I feel like I made the comparison before. Tony Holm is just a rock'em sock'em wrestler. Like he throws punches like that if you land a good one, his head's gonna blow off.
Yeah.
Like, and he is throwing all of these punches at Vader completely unprotected, like brain damage farming right now. But Vader gets his shit. He goes back, throws his own punches, which are so much worse actually, because he is like Holm is trying to like pretend to be a boxer, and part of that leads to him throwing some glancing blows or like, kind of leading in well. With Vader's, he's just throwing like jabs as hard as he can.
And he's
And
punching over and under the guard. So he
yes,
makes sure they all land.
he's making sure he hits. Um, and he gets Holm in the corner, and he is just punching the shit out of him. And Holm goes down, and that looks like a perfect point where Vader has got him for a good 7 or 8 count. No, because Vader then starts to knee him in the head as hard as he can, and then punch him in the head when the referee tries to get between them.
He like shoves him off.
Yeah, dude, he like almost kicks the ref at one point. He's getting pissed at them trying to
Yeah.
stop him.
And he slips some forearms in there, but they're not 2026 wrestling forearms.
They are like cold clock, knock
and,
your ass out.
and these short hooks and short punches and they're popping. He doesn't have boxing gloves on. He's got the Vader gloves on, but they're
He does. And I think I might have been Ethan, good friend Ethan Mac Pillars, but I can't remember who it was exactly. Someone said that Vader has like the best offense of any wrestler. And if you watch a match like this, I actually kind of agree for this situation, because everything he throws looks like it fucking hurts, and he's throwing like 5 different kinds of punches, and they all look horrifying. It's so good, and that goes into round 5, where I thought this was really interesting. Vader theoretically should be at a complete disadvantage in round 5, because he has been bleeding out for the last for the last round, and he mostly got the shit kicked out of him early on. But when round 4 ended, Holm was in the middle of trying to get himself up, and he was on a 7 count. It really looked like he was going to lose.
Yeah, it ends with
So,
him down and Vader's got his arms up, like he's ready to win.
it totally looks like match finish level, but he got saved by the bell. So we go into round 5, and we got a guy who's actively bleeding out and a guy who looks like he was about to get knocked out. And it works perfectly. Uh, Vader pulls the strap down after hitting a Vader lariat and a big jumping splash,
Oh my
which
god, he
ruled.
mauled him this round. I loved the because he broke out the wrestling, and I think Ethan's right. Shout out Ethan, we love you, Ethan.
Mhm.
Vader is everything he does looks crazy, and he does some pro wrestling stuff, but it still looks fucking crazy. It's the
Yeah.
Tarzan Goto splash.
Yes, great way to put it. Um, and this is around the time that he gets a big heavy right, knocks down fucking Halm, appeals to the crowd, and then puts on a dragon sleeper, and the crowd goes
Crazy,
nuts, and they start chanting Kurose, kill him, kill Tony Halm, kill him with the dragon sleeper.
if only.
If only.
Yeah, this
But
would be the greatest match of all time.
dude, if this ended with Tony Halm dying, like,
In
come
the Dragon
on, man.
Sleeper.
Man, that would be like we've never done anything better. That's greatest match ever. um, but Halm eventually Vader just lets him go because he's just not getting the tap and crushes him with a body attack. And once again, saved by the bell. Halm getting up in the middle when the bell rings. Like
Yeah, and he's hanging under the ropes. He's and in between the 5th and 6th round, he is talking to God.
he
On this.
is.
This is
Invader
by
is
far
just
the most hurt we've seen him.
Invader is still bleeding out, but he is so in the zone going into round 6. He is like locked in. Before the round bell even rings, I think he hears the announcer say like seconds out. So he knew they were about to ring the bell, so he already starts running across the ring to bum rush Tony Holm.
Yeah. But Holm hits the fucking shit your pants punch.
And that leads into round 6, which is one of the greatest rounds of a different style fight ever, like flat out ever, because this is the Rocky Balboa final fight as both guys are fucked up and they're just throwing jabs and hooks and uppercuts and they're just standing and banging
It's
for like
exactly
2
what you want
minutes.
to see in boxing that you hardly ever see, or in MMA that you hardly ever see. The good
It is
strike exchange.
It's unreal. Like Vader is getting rocked. He gets down. He gets up. He throws a fucking crazy straight punch that sends Holm down. And like again, all of Tony Holm's bullshit about being like manly, manly man is like bullshit. And he's a like we
Fake
don't even
tough
gotta
guy.
discuss that.
Yeah.
But in this one moment, I see them doing the punches, and I'm like, yeah, man, this is like the greatest thing masculinity ever gave us. Like this shit right here, this is what I want to see. Like when we talk about masculinity shit, I don't want to hear him talking about how he doesn't eat salad. I want to see him doing stand and bang with Vader. Like that's cool. That fucking rules. Um, and eventually, Vader's hitting these jabs, and Holm gets a hook, and Holm is barely able to stand. He's using the corner to support himself, but that hook has rocked Vader's brain. And Vader has one of those, so he is actually fucked
Yeah.
up by it. And Vader is trying to pull himself up, and he gets the 9 count. He is on both feet. Tiger Hattori is about to say that he can continue to fight, and then Vader just falls backwards. And that is it. Tiger Hattori calls it. Tony Holm, somehow, some way, after 6 rounds, has defeated Big Van Vader.
And he tries to dap him up and hug him, and Vader says, "Shut up, you fucking
Dude,
idiot."
he's like, I don't want to deal with your shit. And Vader gets like a
Yeah.
promo after. He's like, I'm gonna kill Tony Holm.
It's interesting. The only thing that he does like dap him up and fist bump him a couple times in this match, and it's funny. It's like the only thing he respects is like pure brute strength.
Yes.
He has nothing for Hashimoto. He has nothing for Aoyagi, but he's like, all right, this Vader guy's all right.
Yeah. Well, Vader's white, so you know.
Yeah, well, that's true. I didn't think about that.
But yeah, I mean, I love this match. I really love
Incredible.
this match. It is incredible. It is one of my favorite different style fights ever. It's probably the only reason we're doing this episode, even with how great the Aoyagi match is and how great the Hashimoto match is. Like, this is a match that I love to death, and I think it is probably one of the greatest matches ever. As much as I hate to say that,
It's raw
uh,
as hell. If you want to see, yeah, you do because you're listening to a podcast about different style fights. If you want to see
yes,
asymmetrical, watch this.
yes, it is. It is a fantastic display of how great things could be. It is the theoretical top level boxing match between two like beast men. Like, it's just it's perfect. Even with everything involved in it and how long it goes and everything, it never stops being perfect. And I love the match to death.
And
Um,
the first time I was watching it, I actually wrote in my notes for round three, this is it because that's the thing, right? We see a lot of matches end in round three because
yes,
it's a very logical way to set up a different style fight. You can tell a story in 3 rounds and it works every time, but they just keep going and they both absorb like just unbelievable amounts of headshots and
yes.
body shots and
I mean, this
loogies.
is this is a real brain damage farming match because again, that
Yeah.
entire like last round, I gotta clarify with that last round too. Like, it was assumed, I implied it. Neither man attempts to block in that last round. All they do is eat the punches and then punch back. That's the entire last round. Like, yeah, so good.
Pure crack.
Pure crack. Like, fucking out the crack house, Like, fuck, man. But that is Tony Holm's career peak. He would only do worse from there, but that applies to his wrestling and his actual life. But in this one moment, he looked really fucking awesome, and it sucks.
He I mean, that's another thing they talk about. And I will say that in the Dark Side of the Ring, like Jim Ross is very funny. Very funny. He hates this fucking guy so much. Uh and his summation at the end, like with they're Tony Holm ends up blowing his brains out because he's a low life fucking loser. Uh, not to imply that people who do that are. That's like the reason that he does it.
Yeah, no,
But
that's that was,
just to clarify,
yeah.
uh, but like when they're summing it up at the end, and Jim Ross's summation is just like he was an asshole. And it's a very deeply felt asshole where it's not like a platitude where you say someone who's a jerk is an asshole. He's saying this guy was like the whole of an ass.
Yes.
But when he was pretending to be a boxer, it's pretty fun to watch.
Yes. And
So he went on to be on the Finnish version of American Gladiators, or
he
I guess
was as
Gladiators,
a Vikingy.
as the Viking, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, there were some clips in there of him like absolutely wrecking civilians. I'm sure he savored.
Yeah, I was about to say that was probably like the best thing. That was the one thing he enjoyed the most in his life.
Yeah, to running over people that were 200 pounds lighter than him.
And this isn't the last time he'd be in Japan either. He would have a solid tenure with New Japan, mostly doing pro fights, pro matches after that. But he would also work War once, and most notably, he would work for Rings.
And
He'd do
those
that
fights
in between
suck
working.
balls.
He'd do that in between working for a German Fed, and yeah, from all I've heard, those Rings fights are bad.
Yeah, not great.
No, I
Not
guess.
ideal. And it's worth noting that his failed New Japan run after he's beaten Hashimoto twice and Vader, uh, it's like one of the hot periods for New Japan, and he still can't get over, and
No,
they can't do anything with him. And then he's the lab grown Vince wrestler, and he can't get over there either.
that's the craziest thing to me is that like you look at the way he looks and like that he could just get over as like a punchy guy, and he goes to the Fed, and it just doesn't work at all. Like, just completely flops. Like, that blows my mind. Especially in like '94. Like, that's perfect time for him to get over.
He seems like the perfect Lex Luger opponent, but even a great wrestler like Lex can't do a whole lot with him. And the gimmick is
No.
funny. The Ludwig Borger gimmick is pretty funny, especially considering what his actual politics were. It's
Yes.
it's a very funny thing.
But that is the end of our exploration into to Tony Halme. We usually do a little bit of extracurricular, and we kind of mentioned a few of them. The other Hashimoto matches are good. He has another match with Aoyagi that is fantastic, and the other Vader matches are cool too. Beyond that, I fucking the second he takes the boxing gloves off, you might as well just never look at him again. Um, but when Issa's got those gloves on, and when he's facing a really good wrestler, you usually get magic. So you can't really go wrong with a lot of those.
Good shit. So that's the further reading for this week. There's not much
No,
because
no,
most of it sucks.
yeah, that's the funny thing with Hall. Like with other guys, like the further reading was short because they just didn't do a lot in wrestling in general. Like Donakai and Nielsen had like two other recommendations, and one of them was a shoot fight because like that was all he did. With Tony Halm, we have very little because he stopped being good really fast.
Oh boy. Well,
Oh boy.
do we know where we're going next?
I think we do. I think, you know, we never even mentioned it. We mentioned it before with the Nielsen and we were doing Inoki, but this era of New Japan is so beautiful. Just such a wonderful era, visually, aesthetically. Um, and I think we should anchor down for not 1 week, but for 2 weeks.
Oh yes.
Because I think we've gone a while without talking about Masashi Aoyagi, and today was a good day to bring him back in the fold. But there is something he did in the early 90s in New Japan that is maybe the greatest thing ever done in different style fighting. And there's a
Wrestling even.
certain student of Masashi Aoyagi who is about to come into New Japan and completely flip the company on its head. And I think it's time we lock in and spend a good 2 weeks going over that invasion.
Oof. Oh baby. It
Oh,
does
baby.
not get better, folks.
It really doesn't.
Hunker down. Hit the Oyagi music.
Yes!